Beavers are found statewide. When we talk about using beaver as a tool for all the benefits that they can provide, that is think of streams small enough where they can build dams. Like we have beavers in the Boise River, the Snake River, but they're not building dams in those systems. So let's take a step back and think of these small little streams, think like in the mountains, in the foothills, where these animals can live, but the streams are small enough that they're going to dam up the water. When they dam up this water, like a multitude of things happen. Actually, that slows the water down. Like all of our water's like on a journey to the Pacific Ocean. So anything we can do to slow that process down in an arid environment like Idaho is really good for a variety of habitat goals. When you have beaver in a system, it makes the in-stream habitat more diverse. We have more deep water and more shallow water, and some of that water is warmer and cooler. That water that we've slowed down on the landscape changes the vegetation community, and it tends to produce the vegetation types, I think grasses and forbs, that are really valuable for a variety of wildlife, whether it's deer and elk or insects that birds like sage grouse eat. So those are like some of the ways that beavers can be really helpful. The things that make them so good at slowing that water down and providing good habitat is also some of the biggest problems that they cause. Anytime you have transportation infrastructure, culverts, ornamental landscaping like pretty trees in your backyard next to a waterway, or you are in the agricultural industry and you have water diversions to get irrigation for your crops, beavers will naturally want to impact how that water flows. And that can cause flooding and damage to private property, as well as infrastructure like roads, railways, things like that. Wire is a common tool used to deter gnawing or chewing on those trees by beaver. So when Idaho Fish and Game translocates beaver, we're really strategic on where and why we place them. Biologically, we want to make sure where we're putting those animals, there's enough forage and enough water that there's a reasonable chance they can survive, build those dams, and do those good habitat goals. So whenever we are placing these animals, it's critically important that we work in places that we're welcome, in places that we've, made contacts and worked with private landowners, the land management agency, downstream water rights holders, to make sure we're not moving animals just to create a problem for someone else. And that's critically important to the success of using these animals to improve habitat here in Idaho.